Tomorrow's primary is possibly a last stand for Republicans who don't want Donald Trump as the nominee. So let's bring in somebody who fits that bill. Former Congressman Joe Walsh is with us. He knows the grind of campaigning in New Hampshire, having run an anti-Trump Republican bid for the White House in 2020. Although we should note he withdrew from the race shortly before the New Hampshire contest itself, and he hosts the White Flag with Joe Walsh podcast. Joe, good to have you. A Washington Post Monmouth University poll shows former President Trump with 52%. Nikki Haley doubled her support from November's poll, but is still at just 34%. It's been almost 9 years. Nobody's taken the GOP away from Trump. Will Nikki Haley tomorrow be any different?
Good to be with you. I doubt it. Look, I hope I'm wrong because you know I'm not a fan of Donald Trump, but look, this is his party. This is a MAGA party now. This is not the Republican Party that you and I knew even 8 years ago. He owns this party. I think he's always owned this nomination. I expect him, unfortunately, to probably win by a pretty decent amount tomorrow. And Nikki Haley really doesn't have a path.
Yeah. I've heard you repeat that same line before, and it still bears asking. But you know those anti-Trump Republicans and independents well. They were key to a Biden win in 2020. Now we're seeing groups like No Labels targeting them. If it's Trump again in the fall, where does that leave those voters, the people who are kind of on the fence about whoever is running for president right now?
Up for grabs. I hope that most never-Trumpers, most anti-Trumper folks like me will do what I've done and commit to voting for Joe Biden, even if we're not a huge fan of Biden. Look, it'll be Trump versus Biden in the general. And if you believe, as I do, that Donald Trump is an existential threat to our democracy, then the only consistent thing you can do is to vote for the only person who can beat him. And that's the Democratic nominee. My colleague Adam Kinzinger has said that. I believe Liz Cheney is just about there. I hope Chris Christie gets there as well. And I think if big names like that say what I've said, I think a lot of anti-Trump Republican voters will follow suit.
I see. Former President Trump said it's highly unlikely Ron DeSantis will be in his administration. There's been buzz about some other possible VP picks. Somebody on an earlier show said it could still be DeSantis. So what is it Trump is looking for in a running mate?
That's such a great question. Who knows what the hell Trump is ever looking for? Again, I don't want to get inside his head. He doesn't really think through things. He doesn't have a strategy. He's all instinct, period. I'd be surprised if he didn't pick a woman. But having said that, my former colleague, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott, who has enthusiastically endorsed Trump, I got to think Scott's on a short list as well.
Right. With the last 30 seconds we have here, Joe, let's move beyond the odds to the stakes. What would a Biden-Trump rematch and a Trump win mean for America here with the last 30 seconds we have left?
Man, I think no matter who wins in November, this country will be 100 times more divided than we are right now. Think about that. This country will be exhausted. We'll be at each other's throats. If Trump is elected, on top of all of that, I really worry about the state of our democracy, period, and everyone should.
Yeah. Former Congressman Joe Walsh, thank you so much for joining us and adding your expertise to this conversation. We really appreciate it.
Thanks.